I'm Jesse Fitzpatrick, and I want to be the next Spider-Man. Okay, admittedly, that doesn't really tell you anything about me, so origin story time. Go! I was born way out in the middle of Nowheresville, Illinois. My mom says she gave birth to a ham. Not just because I was chubby, oh look at those cheeks, but also in the sense that I always had a flair for being dramatic. And while I always wanted to be an actor, I was a nerd first. So my parents pushed me to pursue my education. Eventually I went on to graduate from the Illinois Mathematics and Science Academy, and now I've moved out of the country and into the big bad city to chase my dreams of being an actor. So now you're saying to yourself, hey, good job graduating high school, so why should you be the next Spider-Man? Let's start with the obvious. I have a strong physical resemblance to Peter Parker. Petey stands at 5 foot 10 inches, weighs in at 167 pounds, has hazel eyes, and brown hair. I stand at 5 foot 10, weigh in at 172 pounds, have blue eyes that I can wear contacts to correct the color for, and have auburn hair that I'd be more than willing to have cut and dyed as the producers see necessary. So beyond just my aesthetic similarities to Peter Parker, I also have the following physical qualifications to bring me more into character for Spider-Man. I've played soccer since I was 5 years old and have been at the varsity level since my freshman year of high school. I've practiced yoga since I was only 13 years old, and I've been learning free running and I've been doing rock climbing for several years as well. All of this means I'll be more than capable to do a lot of my own stunts. But as great as all these similarities are, they don't really tell you why I want to be Spider-Man. The reason I want to be Spider-Man more than anything else is because I love this character. I discovered Spider-Man when I was 8 years old shopping in Salvation Army. I found a rundown old Wizards Super Special edition of Spider-Man that basically just explained who the character was. And that was it. I was hooked. I've bought comic after comic after comic, and I started with the original 1960s issues by Stan Lee. Slowly but surely, I've been working my way up to the more modern comics. The most recent collection I've finished was Civil War. Now I can't afford to run out and buy every new edition of Spider-Man as it comes out. Believe me, I wish I could. But if you think that makes me any less of a nerd, you got another thing coming. I love Spider-Man. Random trivia question. Who was the first Spider-Man villain to ever show up in 2 comics? The Vulture. Question number 2. What did they refer to Spider-Man's spider sense as originally? Give the audience time to answer at home. Maybe try to look it up on Google. It's too late! The answer is the spider instinct. They actually phrased it a few times as his spider instinct was sensing something. And then eventually I think Stan Lee just got sick of writing it all out and decided to just go with, my spider sense is tingling! Much better, in my opinion. So yeah, I love the character. And no, it's not unhealthy.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood.
Obsession is such an ugly word. Why do we have to put labels on these things? Personality-wise, I have a lot in common with Spider-Man. For example, I love photography and it's been a favorite hobby of mine for several years. I am a huge nerd who especially focuses on biology, but I won't discriminate. I love physics too. And I have absolutely no ability to talk to girls at all.
Thanks, buddy, but I'm good. See you around, Spider Guy?
Yeah. I like your shoes. I like your shoes? I'm gonna die alone.
All jokes aside, I'd like to be serious for a moment, if I may, and speak directly to Sony and Marvel, who I made this video for. I hate to be approaching you in this manner. I'm very sorry that YouTube is the way I have to go about things, but this is my generation. And unfortunately, I can't afford a manager to come represent me. Honestly, I understand that there's not a lot to represent at this point. I've done stand-up comedy several times at open mic nights, and I've been an extra in a few feature films, which barely counts as a resume. And I get that. But I want you to understand something else. I'm not doing this for money. I'll do the first movie for free. If you call me, I'll get my own plane ticket, I'll get my own hotel room, and I will show up and it will cost you nothing. And I'm not doing this for ego. I don't need to be famous, and I don't need to be Spider-Man. The reason I'm doing this is because I honestly feel like Spider-Man needs me. He needs somebody who knows him inside and out to bring him to life, to make him the force he could be on the big screen. Because I know, and you know, Spider-Man isn't just another character. Spider-Man isn't even just another superhero. Spider-Man is an icon. He is as much part of America as the red and blue that he wears on his uniform. And if I could play a role in making that a reality, and bringing that character to the forefront of the cinematic universe, then that's not just the role of a lifetime, that's the role of my lifetime. And maybe you feel like you have some good candidates and you have your bases covered. Hey, that's great. But maybe you feel like there's just a little something missing. Maybe I could be that person who fills in that gap. Stan Lee wrote it himself. Spider-Man could be anybody. Maybe he could even be nobody from nowhere. I know it's a big risk, so let me just say this. I always ask myself two things when I'm taking a risk. What do I have to lose? What do I have to gain? I'm just a guy on a computer trying to make a video to show you how passionate I am about this project. If you get me for Spider-Man, you get me for life. I'm committed to the end. And you won't find another actor who knows the character and loves the character on the level that I do. I know I can unlock Spider-Man's potential, but first I need you to unlock my potential. If you want to contact me, send me an email at fitzbrewproductions@gmail.com or at jess2fitz@yahoo.com. And from there, I'll be more than happy to provide you with a phone number. Thank you sincerely for watching, because this project means the world to me. I know you guys know what you're doing, but I know I have what it takes. I'm not asking for a promise. I'm not asking for a guarantee. All I'm asking for is a chance. One chance. That's all I've ever needed. You have the power. Use it responsibly.